Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Andaraputra, and I am given my NPM number is 2020 and today I'm gonna tell you about intercultural communication. Intercultural communication is a discipline that studies communication across different cultures and social groups, or how cultures affect communication. It has described the wide range of communication processes and problems that naturally appears within an organization or social context made up of individuals from different religious, social, ethnic, and educational backgrounds. In this sense, it seeks to understand how people from different countries and cultures act, communicate, and perceive the world around them. And now I'm going to tell you about six key barriers for cross-cultural communication. First, there's ethnocentrism. We all have a natural tendency to look at other cultures through our own lens. Ethnocentrism happens when we implicitly believe our way of doing things and seeing things is the right and only way. As a result, we negatively judge behaviors that don't conform to our world vision. We perceive others' behaviors as odd and improper. Ethnocentrism is also creates an us versus them mentality that can be detrimental. In a previous company I worked for, no. Second one is stereotyping. It's also common to rely on oversimplified cliches about people from different cultures. In fact, there are quite a few cross-cultural trainings in the market that are focused on memorizing cultural differences and can reinforce stereotyping. Learning about how differences can be useful as a starting point, but individuals are unique. You can never predict a person's behavior based on his or her nationality. The third one is psychological barriers. To manage cross-cultural terms successfully, you need to flex your own style. It's not easy to go against your natural preferences. People can feel unauthentic and incompetent. I know the case of a French manager who went to the United States. He found out his typical French style of giving feedback to focus on what's wrong rather than on what was working well was undermining his team's confidence. He realized what the problem was, but he felt artificial acting the American way. He went back to France as soon as he could. Next, we got language barriers. All teams have a common language, but when some people are more fluent than others, it creates social distance between members. In global teams, people who are less fluent in English tend to withdraw from communication, which means the team may not get all the input it needs. Understanding what states can be challenging if people speak too fast or use too much slang. This also might have an influence on how people's competence and performance are perceived. Next, I got we got geographical distance. In global virtual teams, people don't get the chance to interact and build relationship with others, as in a traditional physical environment. And the less you know about people, the less you share information with them. Collaboration within the virtual team is therefore more challenging. Groups outside of the head office can also feel excluded. On the other hand, head office group members might think that other colleagues are not contributing. Differences in the time zones also can be challenging. Often if you're not in the headquarters, you are expected to cope with missing timings that are less convenient. And last, we got conflicting values. Culture is like an iceberg. What you see are the behaviors, and those are influenced by the invisible values from underwater line. Cultural clashes happen when the other people behavior compromise our own values. Often when we don't understand or don't agree with a behavior, it means that there are conflicting values under the waterline. There is no right or wrong way of doing things. It's just a matter of culture norms. And lastly, I've got 5 tips to improve your intercultural communication. First, participate in intercultural group interaction. One way to improve intercultural communication skills is to actively participate in intercultural group interactions. This can be structured interactions, for example, pair up work for the school or group project at work. It has been proven that cross-cultural group work provides a number of benefits to students, such as developing key graduate employability, employability skills and improving students' academic and social adjustment. And next, we got improve cultural sensitivity and awareness. Cultural awareness is a crucial key to improving relationships with people from different backgrounds. When we communicate with people of varying cultural backgrounds, we should be aware that there are certain topics or assumptions that may be perceived to be insensitive. There might also be different cultural implication of what we say or different communication styles. Communication may be more subtle in some cultures. It is essential that you operate with the awareness that cultural differences exist between yourself and the people around you, and you want to demonstrate respect and appreciation for their culture. The next one, I got be open-minded and receive feedback. In the study of haze, learners participate in a cultural learning game in which they receive explicit feedback from the system to reflect on the appropriateness to their study process. The game was found to be an effective education tool on learning intercultural communication skills in the sense that the scores and feedback from the system directly reflect the learner's intercultural skill and help them to improve efficiency. Feedback is also important for people to reflect upon and figure it out what they can improve on. Receiving feedback is just helpful to know what is done right or wrong, especially when people are doing something they feel uncertain about. There will always be countless first times in life, which is also true for intercultural communication. Next, I got learn from classes and training. Classes and training are helpful when you know ahead of time that you will be collaborating or interacting with a group of culturally diverse people. Example, could be when you are good to work, going, no. For example, could be when you are going to work with a group of foreign interns of the same company or a new exchange student or joining the class this coming semester. Courses and training could help improve the intercultural communication skills of individuals or among the whole organization. And lastly, uh, this this one is maybe good for improving your intercultural communication skills. Go travel, physically or virtually. Traveling has been made more popular and affordable over the years. It is one of the most direct ways to improve one's intercultural communication skills, as you are completely submerged into a foreign culture. When entering a foreign country, you observe and follow local customs and habits. You need to communicate with local people when entering a restaurant, shopping at local markets, or visiting the same spot. Aside from traveling for leisure purpose, overseas studying programs or job opportunities such as working holiday or expatriation could also drastically improve one's intercultural communication skills. everyone, I think that's all for me. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope this video is useful for you who watch this video. That's all for me. Bye bye. See you in the next video.